All right, well, check this out. It turns out that it wasn't the first time Debbie Wasserman Schultz equated a Republican governor to a domestic abuser.
Making sure that we can help voters answer that really important question over the next 70 days. Who has my back? When they ask themselves that question, they will consistently say, Charlie Crist and Democrats will have my back, and Rick Scott has given us the back of his hand.
I know that's kind of hard to hear, but the tape just surfacing of comments she made before, this time about Florida Governor Rick Scott. Before it was Governor Scott Walker always giving women the back of their hand. And how is that affecting and turning on or off female voters? Republican Gina Loudon says it certainly isn't helping. Democratic Christy Setzer says it's not helping either, so get a load of that. All right, so Christy, you think that those were not choice words?
Well, clearly they weren't choice words. I think it was a dumb thing to say, but mostly it was dumb because it took her away from her bigger message, which was that Republican governors Rick Scott, Scott Walker have terrible records when it comes to issues that should matter to women. So that was why it was dumb, was because, you know, so much as we're talking about this, we're not talking about, you know, the records of these guys when it comes to women and economic issues.
Well, aren't they about the economic issues? And why is it dumb just to put a sex to it on any of these economic issues? Gina?
I think people are tired of identity politics. I think people are tired of guttural politics, about politics being all about division. You know, the Democrats for so long have been a one-trick pony. They're all about the division. They're all about dividing people. They're all about, you know, trying to manipulate women's votes instead of speaking to them like they're intellectuals who are concerned about things like national security, economic security, and real freedoms that women demand. I just got done writing a whole book on this. I've talked to women all across this country about this topic, Neil, and the things that the Democrats are talking about are not on point with where women are today.
I always think that we try to differentiate, ladies, between men and women, what's important. I think in the end, it's really down to how economically secure they feel, if the prospects for jobs either for themselves or their spouses or their significant others look good. But am I missing something, Christy?
Yeah, what you're missing is that a lot of the positions that these Republican governors have taken, again, specifically Scott Walker and Rick Scott, are ones that endanger women's economic security, whether we're talking about not voting for minimum wage hikes or whether we're talking about cutting programs like Rick Scott did for rape crisis centers, legal aid centers, the sorts of things that can get women really back on their feet after they've been victims of domestic violence, for example. You know, these are the things that are really actually hurting women's security.
But in this age where you have to look at the big macro issues, is that really in there? I mean, do women look at funding for such items that might benefit a few? I'm not saying that it doesn't.
No, I mean,
really?
Absolutely. Look, yeah, no, I think it's certainly more so than, you know, than a silly few-word comment. Yeah, I think that, you know, at the end of the day, this isn't going to be about Debbie Wasserman Schultz saying, you know, that someone was giving them the back of their hand.
Gina, what do you think of that?
Whether
yes
or not they think
that these are the right issues to discuss?
I couldn't hear you, Neil, over her.
Gina, would it be the right issue to discuss now?
No, the issues that matter to women are economic security, national security, and all people have to do, all women have to do, women or men, because I don't like the identity politics personally. I think women are tired of it too. All they have to do is just look at this administration's record. They've been ruled by Democrats, and Democrats have been much more concerned about how much free birth control women are getting than they have been concerned about women around the world being raped and assaulted and stoned to death.
98% of women use birth control, so I do actually think that's an important issue to talk about.
And most women can afford their own $15 a month, and their vote is not for sale for $15 a month.
We saved a lot of time talking over each other, and I do appreciate that. But in the meantime, until next time, thank you.